So in the practical chemistry, first we are going to test about the water vapors. Lot of things we can do with the water vapors. You are going to use the dehydrating agent also in your HCl. You used it in ammonia gas also. You are using some dehydrating agents. What is the meaning of dehydrating agent? Dehydrating agents means which are removing the water moisture from your gas, right? And sometimes we can use that type of the dehydrating agents also, which is going to convert its color to when it will combine with the water. Okay, so if because it is very important to observe the thing. So when we want to observe the thing, we can see something like if there is a color change, that also we can say that some chemical reaction is going to take place. If there is a evolution of the gas, so gas ka you can see the fish sound is coming, bubbles are coming, like that we can understand. Sometimes the gas also come in some color, like nitrogen dioxide gas was coming like the brown vapor, then you can easily understand that thing, right? Your chlorine gas is also some color, right? So when some gases are coming, so gas may some vapors you will see. Other than the vapors in the test tube, in which test tube you are going to do the experiment, in a solution actually you do. So in the solution you will see like that some bubbles are coming. So when the bubbles are coming, means gas is formed, and it means some chemical reaction is happening in this reaction mixture. So that is the one observation is the color change. Second observation is the evolution of the gas. Third observation is also very common. We use it. That is the formation of the precipitate. Okay, precipitate formation. And your first and second group elements, whatever you have, they are going to usually don't make the precipitate. They are soluble in water, and their salt is also almost white in color. Okay, yeah, colorless. But you, whatever the element which are there in your transition metal series, they usually form the colored precipitate. They usually form the colored compound, right? Why they form the colored compound? Because they show the variable valencies. Variable valencies, colored compound, that is the main characteristics of the transition element, and they are the good catalyst too. Okay, you got it, that thing? So why the precipitate formation? Precipitate is forming means some reaction has been taken place in my reaction mixture. Other than that, by the color of the precipitate also you can say, okay, that was my salt, right? That is the third observation. There is one more observation is there, that is evolution of heat. Evolution of heat means कि you are doing the experiment in your test tube and your test tube become warmer. It means reaction is exothermic in nature. When we are doing the reaction and your test tube becomes hot, then also you can say like that, कि, okay, the reaction is exothermic in nature. So these are the some observation which we are going to use to identify, because this is the practical chemistry is the identification test, that is qualitative analysis we are doing here. We are not finding out the quantity of any gas, right? We are doing the qualitative analysis. By qualitative analysis we are going to identify some gases, some compounds, some salts, some metals, some elements. Okay, so here first thing which we are doing, that is the identification of gases. In your reaction, gas is forming, right? So you want to know which gas it is. Okay, in your reaction mixture, gas is forming and you wanted to know which gas is formed. So the first three gases which we have, that are the neutral gases. Neutral gases means which are not going to give you any color with the any litmus paper, because they are neutral. And which come in this category? In the neutral gas category, your three gases come here, water vapors. Second is your hydrogen gas. And the third one is your oxygen gas. Okay, that you have to learn like this. Now you have the acidic gases. How can you say like the acidic gases? Because in that you have the CO2. If I will dissolve the CO2 into the water, it should form the acid, carbonic acid. By that I can say, okay, CO2 is an acidic gas. In the same way, sulfur dioxide is also acidic gas. When you will dissolve it into the water, it will give you the sulfurous acid and the sulfuric acid. Okay, then you can say it is a acidic gas. Third is written here, the chlorine gas. That also you will dissolve into the water. It is going to form the HCl for you. Okay, so that's why we can say like that. These are the acidic gases. You have the HCl also as an acidic gas. You did it. HCl, though, when you will dissolve it in water, it will give you the hydrogen ion. So you can say, yes, it is an acidic gas. HCl is a covalent compound. After that, also, it gives the hydrogen ion into the solution. Why? Because the chlorine is more electronegative. Okay. After that, H2S. Now, H2S is little bit confusing. Is it really acidic gas or not? Hydrogen sulfide. Because here also the same concept goes. Sulfur is also more electronegative than the hydrogen. Due to that, the shared electrons get shifted towards the sulfur and it gives the hydrogen ion when you are going to dissolve it into the water. So then it also acts as a your acidic gas, right? But it is also a covalent compound like the HCl. Other than that, there is one more gas is given here, that is nitrogen dioxide. Nitrogen dioxide is easy to understand. When you will dissolve it into water, it will give the acid. Nitrous acid and the nitric acid, both it can give. So that all come in the category of the acidic gas. Only one basic gas is given in your syllabus. And what is the basic gas given? That is ammonia gas. How can we say the ammonia is basic in nature? As you will dissolve the ammonia gas into the water, it will form the NH4OH. Other than that, ammonia has the lone pair of the electron, but that you cannot confirm here. So that ammonia has a lone pair of electron, you know this. Ammonia and nitrogen has the lone pair of electron and it can donate its lone pair of electron to the others. And whatever the compound which can donate the electron, and which type of the electron? Lone pair electron, that is known as a base. Okay, so ammonia is a base because it has the lone pair of electron. It can give it to the hydrogen ion. If you remember, it gives its lone pair of electron to hydrogen ion, and when it gives it, it forms the ammonium ion. Right? So that's why ammonia is considered as a base. I think so it is clear till here. Let's start from the first gas. Water vapors, we do the experiment every day in our kitchen with the water vapors. Whenever we cook some food, some vapors forms, right? But we cannot see them. Just little bit hazy type of the things would be there, definitely. But we cannot say that it is definitely having some color. So in your washroom also, bathroom, if you take the bath and in the hot water, you will observe the vapors are forming, but it is not of having any color, any smell is not there, right? So it is definitely colorless, okay, that you understand, and it does not have any smell also, so it is odorless. Okay, now you don't know now it is water, right? So just observation is going on. It is colorless and odorless. Now you wanted to know that is it acidic in nature or basic in nature? The best test which we do to find out the acidic nature and the basic nature is we do the test with the litmus solution or litmus paper. So we see here it does not change any color of the blue litmus paper. Also, and it does not show the change in the color with the red litmus paper also. So it means it remains neutral to the litmus solution. Got it? Why it is neutral? Now we know that H2O will give equal amount of the hydrogen ion and the hydroxide ion. So in the water, you have the equal amount of hydrogen ion and the hydroxide ion. So that's why it will be neutral. Hydrogen ion would be cancelled out with the hydroxide ion. Hydroxide ion would be neutralized with the hydrogen ion. Right? So that's why the water would be neutral. Clear? Now come to the test. Because you have some more gases also which are colorless, which are odorless, which are neutral to the litmus solution. So definitely we need to do the test. So we know that our copper sulfate solution white, it is of white color. But when it comes in the contact of the water, it adds 5 molecules of the water with it that are known as the water of crystallization and change into the blue color. Okay, so as the water of crystallization added to your copper sulfate gives the blue color. So that also is going to tell you कि if the water vapors is there, that will convert our anhydrous copper sulfate, which is white in color, into the copper sulfate crystal, which is blue in color. Got it? That is the first test which we can do to confirm it. Second test, I told you, cobalt chloride paper. If you just carry the cobalt chloride paper near to the water, it will immediately convert into the pink color. Okay? So cobalt chloride paper is of blue color, and when it combined with the water, it will be also go with the water of crystallization, and it is going to convert into the pink color. So these are very important two experiments which we do to confirm the water vapors. Is that clear? Let's move to the next now. Second is the hydrogen gas. I don't think so you observed the hydrogen gas. Okay, because yes, you didn't sometime. No, you did not observe. Earlier in the balloon, they used to fill hydrogen gas, the birthday balloon, but that is now helium. That is better. They are filling. Okay, because why we are not filling it with hydrogen? Because hydrogen gas is highly inflammable in nature. It catches the fire quickly. A lot of accidents we observed in the birthday parties. Sometimes the people who come for the decoration, they add the hydrogen gas with the helium because hydrogen gas is very light in weight. The balloon go a little higher, right? So, but it is really dangerous to use the hydrogen gas. Reason is that only it is very highly inflammable gas. That's why we are making the fuel engine also, hydrogen fuel. Also, we are going to use in the car and all these things. You know the hydrogen fuel battery, right? Now come to the hydrogen gas. It is also colorless. This is also odorless. Hydrogen gas is an covalent bonded compound, if you remember, right? Hydrogen gas is going to form by the covalent bonding between the hydrogen atom like this. And both of them are of the same type. Whenever you have the same type of the element, then there is no electronegativity difference. They are not going to develop any charge on their surface. So hydrogen gas is not going to give you the hydrogen ion into the solution. Right? So it is a pure non-polar covalent compound. And when it is a non-polar covalent compound, it will not give you the hydrogen ions. So it will not show any acidic character. To confirm it, what we do? We carry the litmus paper of both the color. We see there is no change in the color. No change means it is also neutral. Okay, I think so. Hydrogen gas test you already know. One is known as the pop-up sound test. Pop sound count. How we do that? That is the test here. Okay. we take a burning wooden sphincter near to the test tube like this. From this test tube that is coming, hydrogen gas is coming, you are going to carry your wooden sphincter to it. It will burn off, extinguished, and it will give you the sound uh, like cork bottle. Okay, in the cork bottle, what do you have? Like this, you have a bottle, and here you have a cork. So you remove it like that, and when you remove it, you get the cut sound like that. That is the sound of pop pop. Like sound is coming as you open the lid of something, and then the sound come. That is known as a pop-up sound. So whenever we are going to carry some burning wooden sphere near to the hydrogen gas, it will extinguish off, and it gives you a sound of cut like that pop-up sound. That is known as the hydrogen gas. If we want to burn the hydrogen gas, okay, you are burning it in the oxygen, so it gives a proper color also, that is the pale blue flame. Pale blue flame कैसे होगा? Like this is somewhere like that, like this only. Okay, थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा हो गया, blue ज़्यादा ऐसे, like this. Okay, so it is going to burn with this colored flame. That is also the way, but the best test for the hydrogen gas is the pop-up test. That you learned, I think so. Now come to the oxygen gas. Now oxygen is also a non-polar covalent compound. Yes, and it is there with you in this room. You cannot see it, you cannot smell it, you cannot feel it. Okay, nothing, you just breathe it. Okay, it is not going to give you the color with litmus paper also, because it is not having any acidic character. No hydrogen ion is there. Okay, both the atoms are the same. Electronegativity is also be the same. So it will be neutral to litmus also. Got it? Okay. If you want to burn something, then you require the oxygen, right? If there is no oxygen, so that is not going to support you the burning process. Okay, for burning anything, whatever you want to burn, you always require oxygen gas. Okay, so one test we can do like that. If we are having a wooden sphincter like this and it is burning, so and if you are passing the oxygen gas near to it, so it will burn better. You will observe it in the flame of the color also, it is going to change. If you remember, in the complete combustion and incomplete combustion, I told you in the organic chemistry, complete combustion means you are providing good amount of the oxygen and your gas is burning completely, so they give a proper color. Okay, if you are doing the incomplete combustion, then the color of the flame is going to be changed, because the less oxygen you are going to provide. So in this way only, here also it is written rekindles. Rekindles means it is going to glow properly when you are providing oxygen gas to a glowing wooden splinter, just glowing, and it will burn faster. Then the second is written here, adsorbed in colorless alkaline pyrogalol solution, which will turns brown. Actually, pyrogalol is also a solution which work at the high temperature. Pyro word means is high temperature. Okay, so it is also an organic compound. When you will pass the oxygen gas to it, it will get converted into the other and it will give you the brown color. You just learn the first one also, that is also sufficient. Otherwise, you can learn this one too. Okay,